Hi, I'm Tim Garland, and welcome to the new Seaboard Central How-To series. In this series of videos, we'll be discussing weathering, scenery, operations, layout design, and even prototype information. So I hope you'll enjoy this new series on the Seaboard Central channel, and thanks for watching. Welcome to the new How-To series on the Seaboard Central channel. I often get a number of questions on my monthly layout updates about how I do certain things. So I thought it'd be good if I started creating a new set of how-to videos, and I hope to publish them in the middle of each month. These are questions like how I do scenery, how I weather my cars, or even how I operate the layout. So in this first video, it's going to be an introduction to operations on the Seaboard Central, and we're going to talk about how I came up with the Seaboard Central operating plan, and also how I came up with the Seaboard Central itself. So in this first video, I hope you'll enjoy it, and let's get started. I've been fascinated with trains and model railroading for as long as I can remember. Back when I was 7, I got my first train set, and I've been collecting model trains ever since. And then when I was 11, that Christmas, my aunt bought me this Encyclopedia of Model Railroads book, and inside it was a photograph of McClellan's Virginia and Ohio. Something about this photo really said prototype railroading to me. Here was somebody that had a freelance model railroad that looked just like the real thing. And then I thought about it later, after model railroaders started producing a series of articles on the Utah Belt, is really when the bug bit me. Then in 1989, I came up with the idea for the Seaboard Central, and this was the first locomotive I painted up for the Seaboard Central, which is now numbered 1990. This Atlas GP38, which no longer runs and doesn't have a decoder in it, was the first unit that ever got the Seaboard Central paint scheme, and it's since been renumbered from 170 to 1990. I've since weathered it up, and now it just sits on the deadline. And I keep it for sentimental reasons. Just as a reminder, this is the unit that started the Seaboard Central. So how did I come up with the idea for the Seaboard Central? The Seaboard Central gets its name from the tracks that it travels over, which were old Seaboard coastline tracks and former Central of Georgia tracks. Now on this old Seaboard coastline map, you can see the line from Birmingham to Atlanta. Now the Seaboard Central travels from Birmingham to Cedartown, Georgia, and from Cedartown is where it picks up the old Central of Georgia line. It comes down to Griffin, and then from Griffin it goes on to Macon, and then it picks up another Seaboard coastline track all the way to Savannah. So here's the Seaboard Central system map. And you can see Birmingham to Cedartown, down to Griffin, and on to Savannah is the main portion of the route. It also has a line that branches up to Atlanta, and then the Thomason branch, and then the original branch was from Cedartown to Cartersville, Georgia. There's also a line from Wellington, Alabama, on up to Guntersville, Alabama. So that's what makes up today's Seaboard Central. Now the layout is focused right here in Griffin, Georgia. And the present layout is just a one-town layout focused around Griffin. And that's what we'll be talking about when it comes to operations in and around Griffin Yard. Here's the track plan for the current layout. Now this track plan needs to be modified to show what the layout looks like today, but for right now this will have to do. Now the center peninsula section is the sections that I hope to complete sometime during the course of this year. I actually hope to do some articles on. But up here at the top you can see this is where the engine terminal is, the engine terminal tracks. There's the ethanol facility, and then this is the new section where some houses have been built and a road, and it comes around to the yard. Now on this side the main line goes down the middle, and you have North Yard tracks 1 through 3, and then you have South Yard tracks 1 through 4. Here's the yard office, and then the downtown section and it goes over a lift-out bridge right here before it curves around and goes back. So right now the layout is around the walls. There's also a 4-track staging yard that goes into another room. The staging yard represents Macon, Georgia and Gadsden, Alabama. The layout itself is powered by a wireless NCE DCC system. I prefer NCE because it allows for advanced consistent, and since all my locomotives are equipped with low sound decoders, this enables me to use the full throttle features in a consist. So if you're looking for a DCC system, I highly recommend NCE. Another great feature about the NCE system is it allows easy use of my proto throttle from Iowa Scale Engineering. The proto throttle is an advanced throttle that simulates realistic operation just like I use when I operate prototype locomotives. If you have never used one of these, I would suggest trying them out, because once you do, you won't ever pick up those old controllers anymore. It just makes the old controller seem obsolete after using the proto throttle. When I was hired by Norfolk Southern in 1996 as a railroad conductor, one of the books they gave us in school was this one, The Railroad, What It Is and What It Does by John Armstrong. And this book basically describes how a freight car is moved from origin to destination and everything that's involved. Now, our model railroads don't have to be as complicated as the prototype, and on the Seaboard Central I have a much more simpler operating plan. So in next month's how-to video, I'm going to discuss all the different train types that operate over the Seaboard Central. So I hope you'll come back and join me again on the Seaboard Central channel, and thanks again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Seaboard Central how-to series. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, I appreciate a thumbs up. This helps the video show up in other people's feeds so they can have a chance to view it as well. And for future notifications, don't forget to hit that bell. Until next time, I'm Tim Garland, and thanks for watching the Seaboard Central.